Welcome to Hollywood World. In this video, we're diving deep into a secret romance that took place behind the closed doors of fame and fortune. You know Redd Foxx, the iconic comedian, sharp-tongued star of Sanford and Son, and trailblazer in the world of stand-up comedy. But what you might not know is that he had a secret love life filled with mystery, intensity, and one woman who captured his heart in a way no one else ever did. That woman, well, we're about to reveal who she was and why she kept their relationship under wraps for so long. From late-night rendezvous to emotional letters and Hollywood cover-ups, this story takes us back to the golden era of Black Hollywood. So grab your popcorn and settle in, because we're going to explore the 17 key figures surrounding Redd Foxx's secret relationship and how each one played a part in the web of secrecy. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below with your thoughts. 1. Della Reese, the woman behind the secret. Let's start with the woman herself, the late, great Della Reese. Known for her sultry voice and later her role as Tess in Touched by an Angel, Della was a powerhouse in gospel, jazz, and television. What fans didn't know, however, was her secret love affair with Redd Foxx. The two had an undeniable chemistry that sparked off stage. They met in the 1950s on the club circuit and began a relationship that lasted, quietly, for several years. Despite the deep affection they shared, Della chose to keep things private due to Foxx's reputation as a wild man, a heavy drinker, serial womanizer, and notorious partier. She feared the relationship would tarnish her growing spiritual image. But their bond was real. Letters exchanged between them, now part of private collections, show a side of Redd Foxx few ever saw: vulnerable, poetic, and devoted. 2. Redd Foxx. Redd Foxx, born John Elroy Sanford, was a pioneer of blue comedy. His stand-up was raw, real, and laced with profanity, but behind the crude humor was a man searching for real love. Despite 4 public marriages, Redd's truest emotional connection may have been with Della Reese. His friends described him as deeply emotional, often writing love poems and calling Della in the middle of the night just to hear her voice. So why did they never go public? According to insiders, Redd didn't want to damage Della's spiritual image as she became more involved in gospel and ministry. He even joked that he'd ruin her God representative. 3. LaWanda Page. Known as Aunt Esther on Sanford and Son, LaWanda Page was not only Redd's co-star but one of his closest friends. Off camera, she was the one who knew about Redd and Della's secret romance. In a 1990s radio interview, LaWanda hinted at a woman of the church who had Redd's heart. Fans now believe she was referencing Della. LaWanda protected their secret fiercely and always respected Redd's choice to keep that part of his life private. 4. Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor looked up to Redd Foxx, often calling him the godfather of black comedy. During the wild nights at the Comedy Store or backroom parties, Richard caught glimpses of the emotional Redd Foxx. He later told close friends that Redd was in love with someone he didn't deserve. Many believe he was talking about Della Reese. Pryor, who also had his demons, understood the burden of trying to balance love and fame. 5. Esther Rolle. Esther Rolle, best known as Florida Evans on Good Times, was friends with Della and suspected the truth. While she never publicly spoke about the relationship, insiders say she helped Della cope with heartbreak after their final split. Esther, a private person herself, offered quiet support, and the two women often spent weekends together praying and reflecting. 6. Demond Wilson. Demond Wilson, who played Lamont on Sanford and Son, witnessed the shift in Redd's behavior during his alleged time with Della Reese. Redd would show up on set unusually calm, even reading Bible verses between scenes. Demond once joked, "Someone's got my man Redd acting saved." In hindsight, Fans now believe this change was due to Della's influence. 7. Sammy Davis Jr. Sammy Davis Jr., always in the Hollywood mix, was a close friend of Red's and often double-dated with him. According to a 1970s Jet magazine journalist, Sammy once asked Red why he didn't make things official with the Songbird, referencing Della. Red replied, "Because I don't want to mess her up." 8. Lena Horne. Lena Horne was another powerhouse who crossed paths with Della Reese. She once mentioned in her private diaries, later archived, that Della was loving a man she couldn't save. It's a heartbreaking reminder of how many black women in Hollywood carried emotional burdens they couldn't share publicly. 9. Slappy White. Slappy White, Red's longtime friend and comic partner, was often present during Red's romantic escapades. But when it came to Della, he was different. Slappy later said, "Red treated her like a queen. He'd get nervous before seeing her. That wasn't just a fling." 10. Pearl Bailey. Pearl Bailey, a friend of Della's, once confronted her about the relationship. Della allegedly confessed that she loved Red but couldn't build a life with him. Pearl responded, "Sometimes, we have to let go of people we love to protect who we're becoming." 11. Flip Wilson. Flip Wilson, another contemporary of Red's, shared dressing rooms and comedy club stages. He once saw Della backstage at a Red Foxx show and sensed something deep. He later told Red, "She's not like the others. Don't mess that up." Red only nodded and smiled. 12. Johnny Brown. Johnny Brown, best known as Bookman from Good Times, was a fly on the wall in many Hollywood circles. He once said in an interview, "Fox was in love once. And that was it. He never got over her." 13. Jane Kennedy. Jane Kennedy, the stunning sportscaster and actress, recalled seeing Della and Red backstage in the 70s. She described their interaction as sweet and soulful. They weren't touchy or showy, but their connection was palpable. 14. Gregory Hines, the quiet observer. Gregory Hines, a man known for his sensitivity, once observed Red Foxx in a rare moment of silence while staring at a photo. When asked, Red said, "She made me believe in forever, for a minute." 15. Roxy Roker. Roxy Roker, actress and mother of Lenny Kravitz, was another quiet presence. Friends say she encouraged Della to consider giving Red a second chance after one of their many breakups. Della declined, choosing peace over passion. 16. Sherman Hemsley. Sherman Hemsley, best known as George Jefferson, was close to both Della and Red. He always respected their privacy but later admitted he was rooting for them. They were opposites who balanced each other. It was beautiful, until it wasn't. 17. Whoopi Goldberg. While Whoopi Goldberg wasn't part of their inner circle, she admired Della Reese and worked with her in later years. In a tribute to Della, Whoopi mentioned, "She carried so many stories in her heart. And you could feel the weight of them." Fans believe one of those stories was her romance with Red Foxx. The relationship between Red Foxx and Della Reese was one of deep emotion, mutual respect, and quiet heartbreak. It never made the headlines, wasn't splashed across tabloids, and didn't end in a public scandal. But those who were there, the friends, co-stars, and confidants, all agree on one thing: it was real. Red may have been wild, unpredictable, and chaotic. But Della saw something deeper, a man capable of love, vulnerability, and change. And for a time, she gave him her heart. We now understand why they kept their love hidden. It wasn't shame or fear, it was protection. Protection for a spiritual image. Protection from gossip. And perhaps, protection from each other's self-destruction. This story is a reminder that even in the glitz and glamour of Hollywood, the truest stories are often the ones we never see. So what do you think? Were Red and Della soulmates that never got their chance? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching Hollywood World. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more deep Hollywood stories, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a moment. Comment below your thoughts on this secret romance and which star you'd like us to explore next.